Okay. Hello. Today I'm going to react to the new teaser. The new teaser for the IDs. Uh, Valencia, Rodya, and Lucio Heathcliff are the thumb IDs. Um, this is also a voiceover because, as it turns out, my default microphone was set to the wrong one again, so I had to do a voiceover. Super fun. I think it's funny that they release IDs finally. Because, it took them so long to actually release the IDs. Alright, here we go. So, obviously they look amazing from just here alone. Okay, so... yeah, Heathcliff. He looks really good here, but, yeah, he also looks really miserable, and, his dialogue here is just so disheartening. Just like, fuck, man, that is... It's so sad to see Heath like this. Genuinely, like... It's genuinely, there's no other words, I can't. I hate seeing Heath like this. This is one of the IDs that I think makes me... Like, most of the time when I get sad, it's for capstone IDs and stuff, right? Seeing Heathcliff like this right now, like he goes from Wuthering Heights to getting picked up by Valencia, it's so tragic, genuinely. He does look... Okay, he does look good from a gameplay standpoint, so I can't wait to use him there. And then Rodya. He looks so miserable here, it's crazy. So, with her... oh yeah, I meant to say this for both, but the voice acting is phenomenal, like, amazing voice acting. And also, I want to say, sorry, the voice acting is really good. See the eye of precog, right? And that's really all I can tell from her thing. It's just eye precog on, obviously good skills. She gets unstaggered when she gets staggered, like right there, Shen. Typical stuff. Like, Jesus Christ, that voice acting is really good. You can really hear the Valencia in it. I will say it does make me kind of think of both IDs kind of made me think of the Nursefathers and the House of Spiders as a whole. Mostly I focus on the Apprentices, of course, because the Apprentices are all abuse victims. Of differing types, of course, but they're all abused and didn't deserve the fate they had received in the House of Spiders. Especially knowing Heathcliff, Lucio here, is going to probably die, so like the other ones, which is... He didn't deserve that. He doesn't deserve that. Lucio didn't deserve that. And it's sad to see Heathcliff here like that. And knowing what his fate is probably going to be. This also led me to another train of thought, is how you can also sympathize with some of the Nursefathers and their tragedy as well in the House of Spiders. Obviously, that doesn't justify their abuse at all, but I think this is a very prominent example in Shiomi, right? Because obviously, you know, the Pinkies are supposed to explore and live their way of humanity and blah 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 blah. They're supposed to have, you know, a good time, right? Exploring, pretty much. And then she is subjected to staying in the House of Spiders with the, you know, the rejects, right? And obviously, you know, you can see it in, like, Twining Threads. She gets stuck in the fucking, like, back rooms, and she can't escape. And it's... she basically is just stuck in the eternal torture chamber, where she has to train, you know, Ryoshu. Now, that doesn't justify how she treated Ryoshu, but, you know, you can really sympathize with Shiomi and how much of a tragedy she is. But also, obviously, she's a terrible person as well. And the same can be said with, like, Rien and Valencia, right? But obviously, it's not like their actions are justified, but it's, like, in the way where you can be like, damn, that's sad. You're still a terrible person, though, right? And that's how I feel listening to some of Rodya's lines here. It's obviously detached from her actions and everything. And, you know, how much of it's actually true or not, you know? But, like, if you think about it, she was also stuck here and used as a pawn, just like the rest of the rejects, for the single purpose of, you know, the true blade of the area, you know? And so, you see how she, like, kind of just, like, rejects everyone and everything that scorned her, which, that's sad. You know, that's tragic. But, still a terrible person, and you did kind of deserve what you had coming to you. So, you know. Especially for doing what you did to Heath. And same goes for Valencia and, Lucio, you know. Now, I still, you know, they're still terrible people, and I want to emphasize that, but yeah, you know, it's also kind of humanizing, right? Terrible people can have terrible things happen to them. But obviously, they're still terrible, so... It's just interesting stuff. I think the way they did the Nursefathers and the Nursefather IDs and everything, very interesting. And also, like, how they made them somehow comically more evil. Like, they're... like, Rien just putting, like... Yeah, you know, you saw in the RA ID. Or the Shiomi... Whatever, that ID, right? Where, you know, they, Where like, Ryoshu is, like, in the safe, and then Rien goes, "Ah, you haven't entered an entanglement. 2 more days." And it's like... Yeah, it just makes that, somehow they make the Nursefathers even more evil in the 80s. I just think that's funny, as well. Well, I know this has been more lore analysis than gameplay analysis, but that's also kind of what like, I'm not great at looking at the IDs and going, "Oh, wow, their kits are so cool." I will say I think they do look really good gameplay-wise, though. It looks like Heathcliff had, like, an assist attack. And obviously, Valencia is going to be a Nursefather ID, which, knowing the previous 3, is going to be really strong. Not much I can comment on that until I see, you know, the actual kits, you know. And Heathcliff, like most of the other apprentices, is also going to probably be pretty strong. So, I'm very excited for all of those IDs gameplay-wise. It also will give Heathcliff, another burn ID. Which, and also Tremor. Because, you don't really use Tremor for, you know, Heathcliff, right? And, Burn has the Haishu, which replacing any Haishu unit is nice. But, it also gives some, like, choices. So, you know, Tremor Burn, we can always use more Tremor Burn. I mean, use more thumbs. So I'm glad to have more of them, and I'm very excited to get both of these units. I think that's really all I want to say. Thank you all for watching, and I will talk to you all next time. Bye bye!